Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. As you can see, I'm
Hello.
not the DM today. Rob is, so I'm just going to let Rob take it away.
I understand the confusion, but clearly I am not Rob. I am his younger brother, Ramon.
Roberto.
So, yeah, it's been a while. So I got a couple of things. So first off, normally I'm a big believer in the post office, but I just recently got in a package that said "We care," which was immediately disproved by
Aww.
and and the thing
Aww.
is, all these Netflix envelopes, only one of them is to me.
What?
So I'm not sure. So apparently, maybe they care, but it's about that much in terms of sending the right stuff to the right people.
So is that like they broke all your shit and so they just put it together in an envelope that said "We care" and shipped it to you? Being like, sorry, we broke it. We care about breaking it.
No, that's the thing. Is one of the things is mine. The others, so they broke a lot of people's shit and apparently sent it all to me.
They really care about you,
Looks
Rob.
like it was supposed to go back to Netflix.
Man,
Ooh.
Rob, they really love you.
Yeah.
So that's on the downside. On the positive side, just as a sign of the amazingness of the Barrera line. So my daughter gave me a wonderful Christmas present, an X-Wing, old school, with the old school engines and R2-D2, none of this BB nonsense. But to make it even better, let me show you the wrapping paper. I don't know if I can really help you see it here online, but
Is that
you can
Cthulhu
see-
wrapping paper?
yes, it's Cthulhu wrapping paper, which
Oh,
that's awesome.
wow.
which she helped kickstart,
Oh.
and
Aw.
the tag.
Wait, I can't see it.
It's H.P. Lovecraft as Santa, and it says, "Naughty, nice, on a cosmic scale, we're all doomed. Merry Christmas."
How thoughtful.
Oh, how
I'm so
wonderful.
proud of my daughters.
Oh, they grow up so fast.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
And then just one last little thing, apropos of nothing, that I was thinking about recently, is that, you know, when you're a bad leader, the best insurance policy you can have is to make sure that everybody further down the line of succession for a long way is worse. I'll just leave that there. Don't get any more political than that. But just when there's a line of succession and you want to make sure no one assassinates you, just make sure the next 4 or 5 people in line are worse. Anyway.
All
apropos
right.
of nothing.
Why don't we... Nick, what's been up with you, buddy?
Cold. It's going to be not cold soon, and I'm happy about that.
Excellent.
As long as my pipes don't freeze in the meantime.
Yes.
May need to go check the water that's been constantly running for the last 2 weeks to make sure it's still running.
Do you have to run the water to make sure that the pipes don't freeze?
Yeah, just water constantly, just a stream out of my faucet so that the pipes in the house don't freeze, since it's a trailer and everything's above ground.
Right.
Except for the pipes leading all the way to the well that's like 300 feet that way
Hmm.
and buried like maybe 2 feet under the ground.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, at least you live in
Yeah.
a state that has a lot of natural water reserves and a good watershed that replenishes itself very frequently. You can run water and it's not that wasteful.
Yeah,
Nice.
except for
That's
the
what you
fall.
get for not living in a hellhole.
Except for the fall, Neil,
I'm sh-
where
Quite dry?
for the last 2 years I've run out of water.
Ooh, wow. Maybe I
Yeah,
rescind my
entire
statements.
well that's like, I don't know, 16 feet down or so, bone dry. Water table drops that much the past couple falls.
Dang.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you,
Let's
Con?
If a child ever falls in it, at least they won't drown.
Connor, save us.
Well, good news is the light at the end of the tunnel that is my current training process is in sight. I can see it. It's only a couple weeks out, and I'm making the big rush to get there. I'm in the same boat as Nick, as in it is cold up here, except I have been enjoying it. As a matter of fact, I actually love the cold, especially when it's super, super cold, and like when you breathe in through your nose, your snot freezes. That's really fun. I enjoyed that experience. I don't get that back home in Washington, so that's new. Yeah, I threw my water bottle on the ground, got salt all over it. Pretty much destroyed.
Swamp Washington or Washington air freshener Washington?
Washington, as in the state.
Air freshener Washington. Okay.
Yeah, air freshener Washington. Yeah, no. So there's that. Yeah, we've got a lot of snow here. Other than that, it's pretty much been go to work, come home, go to sleep, go to work, come home, go to sleep, go to work, complain about work, come home, go to sleep.
God, you must be starving.
Food happens at work.
Right.
Yeah.
As for myself, I got a really cool Christmas present too, which I'm gonna go get for you guys to see.
Oh yeah, Christmas happened. Forgot about that. I almost had to work that day.
Oh yeah, I went to spent my New Year's with Justin.
Nice.
That was-
My wife got for me the illustrated holiday classic Die Hard. And I'm going to read a couple pages for you right now. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and up in the tower, everyone was partying except one wallflower. John McClane missed his wife. Things just weren't the same since Holly had moved west and changed her last name. He tried to win her back, but still she said no, while unbeknownst to them, there was trouble below. A truck had pulled up, and who should disembark? But 14 men whose intentions were dark. They spoke not a word and unloaded big crates. They cut phone lines and locked all the gates. And it continues and takes over the whole story of Die Hard.
Amazing.
That was my Christmas gift for my wife. It's amazing.
Watch out.
beautiful.
That's
There were
amazing.
14 men's that got out of that car.
Yes.
Die Hard is
That's amazing.
Christmas classic for our time.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Not like that goddamn elf on a shelf.
You know what? I don't even know what the fuck the Elf on the Shelf is. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's the ultimate commercial thing. It pisses me off because they just decided, let's pretend this is totally a tradition and make it a tradition. And it succeeded. And now there's people that put the goddamn elf on a shelf and act like that's what Christmas is about. And no, it's not. It's not about a goddamn elf on a shelf.
Everybody knows it's about meeting up with your family, pretending that you can stand them while sober, and while you're waiting for New Year's to just get drunk.
Wow, you guys have shitty Christmases. My Christmas was
No,
fucking
my
awesome.
Christmas are actually great. I'm just bitter because I had to work
Yeah.
on New Year's.
Oh, okay.
I went to bed at 7 p.m. on New Year's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't have mercy. Rudolph was just became sort of accidentally a thing where they just made him and put him in this book that they put out, and then it just kind of took off because people decided they liked him. Elf on a Shelf was like a completely mercenary we're going to make this a tradition and pretend that this is totally a tradition when it's not. It's just not.
All right. Rob, why don't you take us today into our story today, please?
As I said, it is not Rob. It is Ramon.
Ramon.
Think Ra, like the god of the sun, and Mon, because that's what you were thinking anyway.
Like ramen?
Like ramen, but with
Really
More
good
ramen.
ramen.
and
Like
just
ramen
love-
that goes, oh, Ramon.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty then.
Anyway,
Very well.
so, starting off here, did you actually start the Shenanigans game now? Mine said launch game.
Just
Then
click on launch game.
refresh that one.
Still says launch game.
Just click on it.
There's nothing I can do.
Just click on it.
All right.
I can't help you. This is beyond me.
Catching dragons. It's reading the core rule books.
Good. These things are all important.
It's randomizing dice rolls, sort of. Okay, we're in. I've breached the core. All right. So you all start off in Shenanigans. Let me pull up all my notes here. There are many. This adventure has 13 little segments listed in my notes. We'll see if that's overly ambitious. So you're all sitting around Shenanigans, and it's been tough because there hasn't been any work in a while. And there's been a little bit of work, but the other adventuring parties have gotten it. And it's just you and one other adventuring party here, and you guys are all running low on money. And it's really discouraging. There's not much work. Maybe adventures are not back from the holidays yet or something. Hard to say.
The adventures are not back from the holidays.
Yes.
Got it.
When suddenly the door bursts open. And first, two huge, burly-looking, very professional-looking guards with the royal insignia emblazoned on their surcoats step in, swords drawn, look about, and then one of them leans back over his shoulder. The outside goes, clear. And inside come two more royal guards carrying a big basket with a big woven basket with a cover over it and a royal insignia on it. And there's like mists kind of dropping off from it, trailing from it. And right behind them comes what seems sort of like a scarecrow dressed in a robe, but with a person's face on it. And
So like a person?
it looks like a scarecrow, but I mean, it seems kind of skinnier than a person should be, and it's definitely straw and should be. But it's got a person's face, like superimposed over a scarecrow's face. It's definitely a scarecrow head with a human face on it.
Like taped on it, or like, are we talking like 2-dimensional face, or are we talking like they took like?
Full-on 3-dimensional face over the scarecrow's head.
So
Okay, so
what
less
makes it look
horror
like a
movie,
scarecrow for us, though?
more
That's what
Wizard
I'm
of
having-
Oz.
The
Yeah.
fact that it's got, very Wizard of Oz.
Okay,
So the fact that instead of hands, it's just got a bunch of tufts of straw,
cool. Okay.
and it just has that sort of, strapped together, very scarecrowy look. All right, so steps in, looks around. This is one of those adventuring dives, isn't it? And the other
Yes.
party's looking really hopeful that maybe there's a job here. I don't know how you guys are responding.
How many of the other
I mean,
parties are
I'd
there?
ask you, I do the whole thing where we spend 10 minutes asking where everybody's sitting, but you're always sitting in the same goddamn places.
Oh, of course
And it
we are.
doesn't matter anyways.
At this point, there's a freaking like there are two little handprint welts in the floor next to this table where the rock does push-ups.
So I don't know. Do you guys do anything, or
I look
that
very
depends.
like they're
nervously.
about to jump on this guy?
How many people are in the other party, and what does the other party look like?
The other party is a group of 6, led by a really tall guy. We'll call him Reem Abdul Johnson.
Okay. Well,
And you guys have a rivalry because if you're really honest with yourself, he's better at dunking than you are.
oh hell no, he isn't. No,
Kareem
oh
Abdul
no,
Johnson.
Rock. There's only one person that's better than the Rock at dunking. That's for another day. The Rock absolutely does not think this guy's better than him.
All right.
Okay. Well,
But I definitely know I can swing a sword better than him. Too.
Maybe, but this guy just he leads in turnovers. Some people say he's a
He
ball
lead in
hog,
turnovers,
but you gotta.
I lead in bisected monsters.
Maybe, but he's got a half-court shot that's just pretty amazing.
I have a half-court shot, but I have 3 swords. How many does he have? I only had to kill several people to get 2 of them.
He doesn't have any swords, but you can call him a doping, cheating bicycle champion because 1 ball is all he needs.
That's a Lance Armstrong joke for those of you that didn't get it.
I did not get it, but that's...
all right.
So the guy comes in, he looks around at the party, looks around over at your party.
Hiya,
He goes,
fellas.
who's the proprietor of this establishment?
That dude.
Desmond, over there.
All right, Desmond steps up. He's like,
Desmond!
"Yeah, I hear that you're the only bar in town that will stable griffins, so here we are. Have your stable boy take care of our griffins. We left them tied up outside your stable, and give us the best room you have." And he looks around at the common room here and looks over at the party. A long lingering look at your party. It says, "We'll take our meal upstairs in the room."
My, aren't they the uptight group?
I just shrug. I'll
Alright.
watch him the whole way.
By the way, I don't think I've introduced myself to you. My name is Julia. I am your resident gastromancer here. I
Sup?
am 4'11", 113 pounds, with short, ruddy, brown, curly hair, sparkling
Bag.
blue eyes, 30 years of age, female in persuasion. My weapon of choice is a skillet, and not the very nice collection of knives I carry with me everywhere. Those are for work.
Those could be missile weapons.
No, you can't throw those. They're
you wanna
craftsman tools.
Bet? I'm
No.
gonna start reaching for one of the knives.
It's in my backpack. I put my foot on the backpack and glare at you and reach towards my heavy skillet that still has today's eggs on it. You know, the residue from today's eggs.
Should probably clean that.
You never clean a cast iron skillet, my friend.
You can scrape it off.
And wish
I
the flavor?
Oh, so it's a flavor saver now?
Wait, so you use that as a weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't know about eating blood.
Well, you use the
I
back
mean-
end for the bashing, and the front end for the cooking.
I don't know. The smell of burning blood as you put the back of that on a fire.
I don't know. I mean, there's blood and steak.
And it smells delicious. It makes the makes your meals smell much better when the backside of the skillet is covered in the flesh and blood of your enemies.
Oh, yeah. Has flavor.
I could see
Pretty
that.
sure,
But then
Cookman
you're
back
getting
there
your
can-
hopes up for meat, and if you're not cooking meat, then it's just a disappointment.
Well, that's why we cook meat.
Okay, fair enough.
A little bit with every meal. A little bit of sausage with the eggs and potatoes and onions and green onions and garlic. Oh, garlic. I need garlic.
Or I can prove to you that, yes, you can, in fact, throw knives.
These knives are not for throwing. You may not throw them.
But I can. And any knife is for throwing if you try hard enough.
Children these days. Children.
No, I think you should have said any knife is for throwing if you're in a desperate enough need.
If you try hard enough.
Not these. I spent 10 gold on this knife set.
Okay.
It's a lot of money.
Okay.
While you guys are having this conversation, a little old lady is slowly ambling in, looking about. Hello? Is
Hey,
there
what's
anyone
up?
here that can help me?
Yes, dearie. What can we do for you?
It's my cat Whiskers.
What about him?
He's in a tree,
Oh,
and I can't reach him. And I heard that Shenanigans is where you can go to find people who can help you when you're in a desperate situation.
What sort of cat is it?
He's a very cute little tabby. He's a naughty little kitty sometimes. He'll
So what
get
you're saying is the cat got
knock
itself
off my little
up there and
porcelain
it can get itself back
doodads
down.
in the mantle. But I can't stay mad at him.
Well, we would be
Hey, give me one of
happy
your
to
knives and I can
serve
show you
up
how quickly I can get that cat out of the tree.
We'd be happy to bring your cat down and serve it up to you in a delicious meal.
Oh no! Serve it a meal?
Feline is such a delicate taste. It's wonderful, really.
all
Went over to
right.
Howard
They're
was
horrible.
jokes about killing the thing.
Oh, is there anybody else
What?
here who could help me who won't try to serve me my cat?
There are some
And the older
gentlemen
guy-
upstairs who
Bush
are
League over
looking
there.
for work.
Really reluctant, and
Yeah, so
Abdul Johnson reluctantly raises his
yeah,
hand.
I'll like glare at Abdul Johnson like, oh yeah, Bush League over there. This sounds like their level of work.
And he stands up and folding himself from his chair. You see he's like close on 7 feet tall once he's like fully unfolded from the chair. She goes, "Oh, you seem like you would be perfect for getting Whiskers down from the high branch. Would you accept 500 gold? It's all I have, but Whiskers is worth everything to me." Like, oh, okay, 500 gold, sure. And the party tramps out and disappears down the street with the old lady.
Meanwhile, Howard is just petting Oscar, his cat. Just going. Let's see.
All right. Well, I guess the good news is that now you guys are the only people in Shenanigans left. So
I'll like glare at they
you should be able to-
glare as they walk away, and I'll just like,
All right. About 10 minutes later, a really bedraggled, very put upon looking man walks in. Are there any mages that I can hire? Parties with mages.
I'm a cleric.
Maybe you can help. I don't know. I don't know if you can help me. Maybe.
What you
I
need?
guess I can tell you, and you can tell me if you can help me.
that
Yeah,
sounds like a
what's up?
good idea.
You see, my son, he goes to Woghorts, and he's kind of fallen behind, and his grade is down low, and he's got to do his homework if he's gonna get that grade back up. But I was looking at this, and I can't help him. This is Common Core magic, and it doesn't make any sense to me. And I asked his professor, his potions professor, like if he could explain it to me, and he just said something about how my son's potions were fizzling in the hizzling or something. And then from the bar you hear Layla, oh, you have Professor Snoop? Yeah, my son has Professor Snoop's like, I had him last year. I can tutor your son. Oh God, I've 1,000 gold. Is that enough? This is my son's future. I'm putting everything on this. I mean, nothing so much to spend.
I could
for my son's
put the
future.
sense directly into Professor Snoop.
I want to point
We're
out
not looking
Zen.
to start a blood feud with a powerful mage. I just need him to get like at least a 90% on the homework.
I want to point out Zen is just like literally passed out drunk in a corner, not able to take this.
All right. So he's like, yeah, sure, 1,000 gold, whatever. I don't care that much. My dad's rich. And she goes off with the man as he hands her 1,000 gold. Like, thank you. You would have thought there would have been a mage in the party, but I guess not. Now you guys, it's just you and Borscht and Desmond at this point.
Yeah. So I look at Juliet and it's like, all right, you hear that amount of gold? That's something you shake your pan at. Ooh, 10 gold knife set. Nah.
I don't
That
see
is what
you
you shake
jumping
your
to do
pan.
anything.
I did. And he's like, oh, we don't want to start a blood feud. Meh. I didn't see you jumping to offer any help. And
These
didn't you
areas
say
do
you
not
were
interest me.
didn't you say you were some sort of a gassy-mancer?
Gastromancer, yes. I
Yeah,
study
yeah,
the
that's
fine arts of
magic.
culinary magic.
Yeah, that's like potions.
I'm
Why
not
don't
here
you
to
freaking
help a
help?
child with their homework. What do you think
Oh,
I
yeah.
am? My name is Julia. I do not do these things. I am here only for the most noble of employment. It is not about the pay. It is about the work
what's
you
that,
do.
being poor?
I would rather be poor and sit well with myself than be rich and not sleep at night.
Or
At
you could
that
be rich
point-
and sleep well at night.
I don't know.
At that
You
point,
get
as you're
enough
looking
money, you
at
can get
Juliet-
one of those real fancy pillows. Sleep pretty good.
Talking about on the inside.
Okay, at that point, as you're looking at Julia, a white drop of something comes down from the ceiling and lands on the tip of her nose, and then slowly starts to drip down. Julia looked
Is it
up.
molecular acid? Is my nose burning off?
No,
Okay, thank God.
it's actually quite
Or ass.
cold. This liquid.
I
What's up?
take a step back and use the spoon from my plate near me to scoop it off and smell it. Waft it.
It smells like milk. Another drip comes down from the ceiling.
I will dab a bit of it on my finger and taste it.
Howard's gonna go
It's
over
definitely milk.
to where it's dripping and just kind of open his mouth under it.
I'm gonna
Alright.
look up and see what it actually is.
All right, you can see a crack in the ceiling, and milk seems to be dripping down the crack in the ceiling above.
Hey Desmond, your milk's leaking again.
Wait, what?
Your milk
He looks over
leaking.
at Lizzie.
again.
I thought we weren't going to tell anybody about that.
Does more milk drip down? Does Howard get any milk?
Nearly 1 in 50,000 men have that problem. It's not that uncommon.
No, Desmond, not that milk. I point up.
Don't be silly. Some men can lactate. It's actually a rare ingredient that I have used in some of my more specialty cooking things. Yes, men's milk croissants. You should
I
try
take-
them someday.
I take a step back. So,
All right, so we're gonna need food for the go. If
Don't
we're
worry.
going with this person. Oh hell
I have
no!
plenty of fresh vegetables to cook up.
Oh hell no!
vegetables, where's the meat?
Oh, we will find meat along the way, my friends. You'll
okay.
use those big swords of yours and cut apart whatever it is that we desire to cook, and I will make us something special.
The dripping milk becomes a steady drizzle.
I move my chair 6 inches to the right. No,
I take
18 inches to the right.
your spot and just try to like lean Oscar close to the milk so he can like lick it as it's streaming down.
Oscar is your cat, I take it?
Yeah.
All right, so Oscar's laughing.
Wait a minute. Is this a high ceiling?
Literally milk from heaven is coming down, which Oscar, just as a cat, just considers the normal way of things.
Exactly.
Are there rooms above us? Or
Yes.
is this coming from the...
Yes, there's a room up there. Probably thinking about it, you guys have lived here for a long time. I think you think that's like the biggest, best room that's right above you.
Freaking new people. Oh my god.
Perhaps you would like to go give them a little knock on their door and tell them that they are
Yeah, something like
dripping
that. And I
milk.
stomp up the stairs.
I'm going to follow behind because, I really want to know what sort of milk this is. Maybe I should be collecting it for future use.
All right.
Howard's totally just holding Oscar for the milk.
So the Rock goes stomping up the stairs. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Goes stomping down the hall. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Goes up to the door.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. And then I just like...
And then
boom, boom. Just 3 knocks.
absolutely silently.
Silent.
Silent. Not a thing.
I walk
I
downstairs.
open the door.
That's a good point, actually. Does silent spell stop all vibration or just the vibration through the air? Because if you could still like feel the floor shaking during a silent spell.
I don't think it works. I'm not sure how Rob's going to interpret it, but I would say that the magic doesn't really consider vibrations. It just considers what you can hear,
Okay,
So
so,
I'll
they
walk
could totally
downstairs.
probably still feel him just
Definitely.
like moving.
Desmond, someone cast a
That's
spell
how
and you're
I
in.
feel about it.
Well, what did you say, Connar?
Someone's casting spells upstairs, Desmond.
Okay, you went downstairs to say that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
then you
there's
can...
a silence spell going on up there. That's what I was trying to say.
Doesn't look like... Wait, what? You guys are
Yeah,
casting spells upstairs?
No.
Yeah, someone cast
Your guests
a
are.
silent spell.
Yes.
I mean-
The milk drippers have been using spells. I wonder if they're also gastromancers. Perhaps we should invite them down for tea.
Wait. Here, you guys come along and hold me back in case this is really bad. Let's see what they're up to up there. He goes up, pounds on the door, and it's silent. And he gets really annoyed looking, gets out his key. He looks over at you guys and all. And then he turns the key and opens the door, and you can see scattered all over the floor are like big chunks of ice something about this big. There's 4 different swords lying on the floor. There's that basket that you saw the knights carrying in. It's laying on its side. You can see a dozen broken eggs scattered everywhere. You can see the milk is apparently coming from a jug, a very fancy jug that's been poured out. And there's half of a silver waffle iron laying there, but it looks like somebody's broken off the top half so that it can't be used.
I'll pick it up.
And you can see bound and tied up is the scarecrow guy looking up at you guys.
I'll pick it up. I'll walk over to him. I'll look at him.
Then you can see that the window is like wide open and the shutters are slowly swinging back and forth.
I'll like give him a mean look, take out a dagger, and like I'll hold it like this, and then I'll cut him free.
I'll, in
him
the
loose.
meantime, take the silver waffle iron and begin
No,
to
I already said I
inspect
picked it up.
Well, yeah, but you pick it up, but then you like go and get your dagger. Somebody just holding the waffle iron in one hand, so I'll like come up and tug it out of your hand. So you're busy. You're cutting this guy apart. You can't take every single action in the room all at the same time, Connar. Leave us with something to play with.
I'm leaving you to take the waffle iron from my hand while I'm busy cutting this guy.
There we go.
Okay,
Take the waffle iron.
I like.
So
I,
then
like,
what
tug it back.
I'm
and,
going to do...
Fine.
Okay, well, as a gastromancer, you can tell this is an amazing waffle iron. It's they said it's made out of silver. It's just absolutely beautiful, and you can see like runes carved into it along with the edge of it.
All right. Well, they're cutting a guy free and picking up a waffle iron. I'm going to go and pick up all the swords.
Okay, you can see they're beautiful swords with royal crest on them. And usually, like, you're reaching down and you're kind of kicking these big frozen chunks. There's a lot of frozen chunks around here.
Is it ice or is it white?
It looks like frozen meat. Big chunks of it, not like cut steaks or something, but just frozen meat. It's really weird.
Did those guards explode into meat? Wait, their armor would be here.
You do see bits of armor lying on the ground,
Is there a milk
covered
somewhere?
in frost.
What's the source of the milk?
It's a jug.
There was a jug.
Okay,
Jug
missed the
of
jug.
You
Got
actually
it.
notice there's an insignia on the jug. Now that you're looking at it,
I go over to the jug and stop the spill,
okay, you pick up the jug.
and I set it down, and I stop the spill.
Okay.
And then I haul up the
Guys
scarecrow
are sitting in
person.
a silent room with
Yeah, no, I haul up
chunks
the
of
scarecrow
meat.
person, and I
Well-
like point at everything, and then point down, and then start walking downstairs.
Do you carry? Oh, you freed the scarecrow person.
Yeah, and then I picked him up, and now I'm walking him downstairs.
He like steps out the door and he's like waving at you guys, and he steps out the door
Oh.
into the hall and he's like waving you guys to come out of the room.
I saunter out of her.
Yep, head downstairs.
Did you see him? Did you see them?
Nope.
See what?
Those men in black.
No.
No,
The ones who slaughtered my guards.
no.
The only thing we saw that clued us that something was going on was the milk dripping from the ceiling.
Last I remember, there was a bright flash of light. That's it.
Where's the keeper of this establishment?
Right there.
Okay,
Like
Mark,
right next to you.
What kind of place is this where you just allow ninjas to come in and slaughter representatives of the crown?
How would you stop ninjas?
Pirates.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Ninjas of the Crown have come in, and for what purpose?
Not ninjas of the crown, they're enemies of the state.
Enemies of the state that happen to be ninjas, and you don't have your pirate countermeasures ready, and
I had 4 royal guards and I've got a flying death golem maintaining the perimeter. I don't know how they got past the flying death golem. Maybe because they're ninjas.
Or maybe because those things are a piece of crap.
Maybe they don't show up on infrared.
Are you
I mean,
sure they're ninjas? Did you see them?
Yes, I did. They were
No,
all
then they're definitely not ninjas.
That's a good point.
Well, maybe they're semi-ninjas.
Ninjas in
Are you-
training.
Are you telling me royal guards got knocked out by semi-ninjas?
It wasn't that precisely. It was first. All I noticed is they weren't moving. I can only assume that they were held person. That's a goddamn broken spell. I mean, you just sit there. Someone can just sit there and keep casting it. They can cast a silent spell, so you can't even hear them casting, and then they can just keep casting it until everybody's held.
You didn't realize when the room went silent that something was amiss. You had a full minute between the time the room went quiet and the next spell went off, and you did nothing. You just sat there twiddling your thumbs, milking your cows.
Oh yeah, what was in the eggs?
Listen, lady, I'm a scarecrow here. I was definitely not milking my cow.
What was in those eggs?
Yolks.
Oh, okay, that's.
Well,
I guess that's
There's got to be a party of adventurers I can hire. Where's the best adventurers this place has to offer? There was a
Well.
I came in here earlier. I think that famed mercenary, Kareem Abdul Johnson. I've heard good
He's
things.
a scrub who doesn't know anything about adventure.
Where is he?
unfortunately, the esteemed Johnson is currently working to get a cat out of a tree. You could
See,
say
Marcus.
Johnson's on the pussy hunt again.
I wanted that Johnson. He's legendary. He's big. That Johnson is.
Yes, he is. He's quite tall. But unfortunately,
He's also
he
got
is
staying power,
otherwise
I hear.
occupied.
Don't worry, you've got someone here who actually can get a job done, who can get it done.
You know this person? Why is this person hiding?
This person is not hiding. This person is me, Howard over here, and
Hey.
then Sparkles right there.
Julia. Charmed, I'm sure.
I like sparkles.
And you know of a party of adventurers that I could hire?
Unfortunately, we are your
right.
best bet for today. But don't worry, you have the very greatest and rockiest of all men, the most wonderful cat lover in the world, and me, your resident gastromancer. We will, be rest assured, be able to accomplish whatever this task is, especially if it involves this waffle iron. Which, by the way, is there something special about the silver? I understand the antibacterial properties and the magical properties. Is this a magical waffle iron?
Gastromancer?
I study the.
We tend, we've repealed all those old laws, so whatever you want. But I guess if you're the only thing that I can hire, I need to hire you for a mission of the greatest importance, of national importance.
What's
Oh,
that?
hi. We have a nation now. I just thought we were a kingdom.
One kingdom. But we're slowly evolving in a late medieval way towards the modern nation state.
Oh, wonderful. I do hope we get rid of that goddamned slavery soon. Does feel weird.
No, because actually that can persist until, say, mid-19th century in otherwise supposedly evolved democratic systems of government. Strange that.
Yes. Well, it does fuel the economy.
Yes. Anyways, I am the Archmage Artabimbus.
And
Well,
yet you
I'm-
still
I'm-
failed, and you still got tied up by poorly disguised ninjas.
Well, I'm his telepresence. I'm safely back at home in the operations center. This is a golem which I sent along to supervise the guards, and by which I could monitor and advise the whole operation. Apparently, I can't cast spells through this blasted thing.
Wonderful.
I can
seems like a
simply
problem.
give sage advice.
Fantastic. Well, would you please advise us on what needs to be done to save the kingdom?
As you may know, there have been a number of border skirmishes between the kingdom and the Cuba. If you've had a very long, pointlessly long history lesson recently, you would know of all the problems between Akuba and.
Are you telling me you want us to go murderate these ninjas and get whatever they took back?
Let me finish the exposition, please. That is my point here. That is why, as
That's
an
a phrase
archmage,
The Rock
I
often
am
has to hear
only
from his
golem.
friends and suitors.
Anyways,
Please let me finish.
so there's the armies, as you may not know, are massed at the border, staring at each other across a potential field of battle, which must never serve that purpose. Negotiations are ongoing to try to resolve these disputes as we speak.
Yes.
But if this treaty is going to be enforced, it must be bound by the waffles of peace. These,
Ooh.
yes, she knows.
I've heard tell of the Waffles of Peace, but I had thought they were simply legend and lore. I didn't realize that they truly existed.
It is true that if the waffles of peace are made and consumed by both parties of a pact, they are absolutely bound by that pact, and no force of God or man can force them to break that word. It is only in this way that the pact can be enforced so that two kingdoms can have peace. We need the waffles of peace. The kingdom needs the waffles of peace. And
How many pieces?
the kingdom needs you. I was sent out to gather the necessary ingredients, those which we did not already have at the camp. But apparently, agents of some chaotic person or organization or group or something that
Perhaps
hates,
a deity.
maybe, some enemies of peace broke in to my room. They took from the basket. We have these crystals, which sometimes we use them to keep milk cold. Sometimes we use them to freeze our most heinous criminals and keep them somewhere until they unfreeze, and are still heinous, but they can knit or something. Anyway, you may be familiar with such strange freezing stones.
Yes. They're very difficult to demolish, I hear.
Yes, so this fiend, once he came in with his ninjas, used tongs to remove the freezing stone, touched it to each of my frozen guards, and then shattered them with a mace.
Say no more.
I don't want to be the person who has to clean that up once it thaws.
I know who it is.
Glib glob, there's food upstairs.
Anyways, we must retrieve
It's terrible.
the ingredients so that the waffles of peace can be made before the armies, before somebody
Management.
that's the spark.
I have just
Is the flames.
a few small questions for you. You said you caught sight of these ninjas.
Yes, they were all dressed in black with their faces
How
covered.
tall were they? Were they short?
They weren't very tall, to be honest.
Uh-huh. And is this the only waffle iron that you brought with you?
Well, yes. I mean, how many runic waffle irons would anybody need?
15.
Interesting. And did they
That's a very
see
specific and
This-
random number.
did they see this waffle iron?
Yes, they broke it in half and took the upper half, leaving this bottom half of the waffle iron useless.
Right. I see. I fear perhaps we are not actually dealing with enemies of the state out to disrupt the peace. I fear that the waffle goblins might have made a return.
But it was the very waffle goblins that I bought this waffle iron from.
my.
You think they
how
would
it works?
sell it to me and then steal it back?
Yes, so they could sell it to you again.
Why would they break it? Maybe it isn't the waffle goblins after all. Maybe it's the Woofin' Waffle Goblins, the militant arm of the Waffle Goblin army.
What?
Wait, if it's an army, isn't it all militant?
Sort of.
Yes.
Army in that sense is a little bit more metaphorical, meaning of the large group of goblins, and then the Woofin' Waffle Goblins are the militant group of the greater group of goblins.
So you're suggesting that these waffle goblins are in fact anti-state insurgents who are acting against the kingdom.
Oh, it could be. It could
to
be.
create the terror of war.
I'm just a first level gastromancer, and I'm trying to piece things together from a very complicated bit of information.
I want 6 flying death golems on those waffle goblins right now. All right.
Thanks, Obama.
Is there any?
No,
What
I
is
don't
your-
have a hat.
What is the? If it's not the waffle goblins, what else might it be, and how else can we help?
Well, there's no telling who they
It's
could be.
middle management, man.
We need to gather the ingredients.
Of course.
Luckily-
Please tell me what they are.
Well, we have many of the ingredients already, but what we need to gather here. First, we must get the best eggs and milk in the kingdom. Luckily, both of those can be found close by. That's how we came to be in this awful little town.
Are we gonna have to go see Bessie one more time?
Why, yes, Bessie's milk is known as the best in the kingdom.
Can you please give us a good word with her current owners? I don't know if they've changed, and last time I was there, we kind of broke it.
I must say I don't think that I and this was a V name, Veronica something. I don't know that we left on best terms, but I did get the milk and eggs. I might need you to deal with her.
Very well.
So we will get the milk and eggs. That's what we were keeping cold with the freeze stone.
The milk comes from Bessie. Where do the eggs come from? That Henrietta.
Right from Henrietta, the greatest hen in all the kingdom.
I thought that might be Henrietta. The
Then next.
never named magic chicken.
Then next, we must go to the lavender fields of St. Beatrice to gain the honey, the sacred honey, which can only be harvested by the Vestal Virgin who dwells there in the church there, Vestal Virgin of Martha. Then we must get, in order to balance out the pure honey, the evil rock salt harvested from the royal mine with the ebon pick by a killer.
What
And
sort of
then
killer?
We must get a new silver runic waffle iron. But
My, this is a lot of things to do.
Yes,
And I
so my
fear
flying
that our
death
time
golems-
is short. We must be
Absolutely.
swift.
So my flying death golems are headed off to I mean they're making a surgical strike against, and I'm pretty sure it's not a wedding this time. Anyway, to
Oh, God.
yeah, the Leibowitzes were not happy with that. Anyway, they're gonna go and attack the waffle goblins and get a silver runic waffle iron for us.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, you have taken care of the waffle iron. By my notes, we must procure milk, eggs, honey, and rock salt.
Yes, and
The milk
luckily
from
we
Bessie,
have
the
ribbon.
eggs from Henrietta, the honey from Beatrice, and the rock salt from the royal mines with the ebon pick used by a killer.
What sort of killer?
I believe you will probably do quite well.
Excellent. This makes it easy.
I also believe Howard might work very well. I believe he's
Because
known
the
as
royal
Killer in
mine
another name.
it's also a prison facility.
Oh, the rock salt prison.
Why, yes, you don't think we would have good people working in a salt mine, do you?
Oh, so it's not a prison where it's they're
It's a
prisoners
prison
doing labor.
and a mine.
They
It's
sleep in the mine.
multitask.
At least they have a job.
God, it must
Yes.
be very dry. Their skin must be horribly flaky.
That's why we use prisoners, because it's pretty much the worst thing you can imagine, mining in a salt mine.
I know coal mine's pretty bad.
I feel any manual labor other than cooking is terrible.
Oh, we can tell.
Anyways, we
Yes.
luckily we still have the griffin, so we should be able to do this very quickly.
Excellent. Well, we shall set forth and go find Bessie and get her milk and do that right away. And then let's find Henrietta and get her eggs. How many eggs do we need? And how much milk?
Dozen.
A dozen eggs from Henrietta. Oh my, that might take a while to procure. She only lays how many a day?
I don't know.
42.
I'm no chicken mancer. Whatever a chicken person is called.
A farmer?
You think a farmer would know?
Yes.
Well, we'll find out. I'm sure it's solvable, otherwise we wouldn't be assigned to do it. And last but not least, no. Well, let's start with Bessie first. Gentlemen, shall we?
Yes, we can fly over there immediately.
Oh,
Sure.
Lovely.
Come
Excellent.
on, up to the stables.
Right.
Yes. Let's get going. He
Wait a
starts
minute.
leading. You guys follow him out to the stable.
Wait a minute. Everybody stop. How did they get Bessie back?
Well, wasn't she here on New Year's Eve?
Well,
When
I don't know. I
Bessie
wasn't.
back?
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe there was a debate on whether or not to cook Bessie for New Year's. And unfortunately,
I mean, how'd you
no
guys
one
get
wanted
Bessie
to.
back from the Rock?
No idea. I was not involved in that storyline. Maybe one of these
I don't think
other
anybody
people
was.
who's not here solved it independently. That cow does get around.
Bastards doing things off screen.
I know.
Anyways, did you to the stables? Do you guys follow him, the scarecrow dude, to the stables?
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So as you're stepping up to the stables, everybody make a perception check.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Everyone grumbles.
No, I like making perception checks as the Rock. I actually pass them.
All right. So the Rock and especially
We are.
Oh, yeah.
everybody. The first thing you notice is kind of off in the bushes is the mangled remains of a flying death golem. And then that almost distracts you as you're stepping up to the stables from the very overpowering smell of oil. Like lamp oil. Like lots and lots of lamp oil.
Mm.
And then as the scarecrow
I jump out of the stable.
and as the scarecrow steps up to the stable, a magic mouth appears
No!
and says, "How about a little fire, Scarecrow?" And then there's a big woof.
Like I said, I jumped out of the stable.
Griffin
My God.
roasted alive. The stable just goes up. Jackson steps from around the corner holding 2 buckets of water for the griffins, just looking in terror. Like, I could have been in there. Luckily, nobody even remembers that I'm here.
You're right, kid. I couldn't even remember your name until you said it as you walked around the corner.
Look it up.
Well,
Yep. I'll just yell, "Bosh, glib glob, burn!"
The scarecrow kind of picks himself up from being blown down by the witch, like, I'm on fire!
you're just a vessel for your spirit. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
You'll be fine.
We
I'm
will
still
go.
on fire!
That's fine. You can burn to death. We'll just walk to Bessie's. It's okay.
Out.
It's just down the road. We'll see you in a bit.
People are useless. He goes over to the water trough and puts his arms in there.
Right. Well, I think with that, why don't we go to our first break, and when we come back, we're gonna go get some milk, eggs, honey, and rock salt.
And I'm sure this will go no worse than any other time the party had to gather baking ingredients for some sort of pastry. It definitely won't be needed to be tried twice, failing both times.
See you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.